We have the first cut in December, the payroll, we're within $50,000 of having the same payroll that you had in December of last year.
I don't doubt that. I do not doubt that. I told you I haven't hired anybody since September because I had those slots. Okay. Your question is then?
My question is, we could provide the services in December and to start January, but now we can't.
We provided them in December because we were working short on everything. I've told you guys numerous times, I've got 3 guys on the road. 3 guys protecting this county of 52,540 square miles. And what I had to set back and think of, 50,000, you're exactly right. The 49,000 I asked for would have put me right where I was in December. Still 3 short. But I didn't get it, now I'm 4 short. Guess what? One of those guys is going back to the road. I've redone my road crew. I don't like it if this is on camera. I don't like the fact that I'm telling you on camera and anybody on YouTube can find out that I got 4 road deputies on at any given time, period. And my rethinking here is I have 4 deputies, certified commissioned deputies that are working in the courthouse right now as security, which I'm not required by statute to provide. One of those is going to go to the road. I either protect the 50 to 100 people in the courthouse with 4, or I protect 52,000 out on the street with 4. One's going there. 3 will be available for bailiffs. That's something that the circuit judge and I have already talked about. Not that I need to tell you, but I will tell you the other 2, or the other 3, I mean, that are there. 2 of them will be serving paper because I lost a process server last year also that I never replaced. I had deputies doing process serving. So instead of having them do that, I have 2 process servers now at my disposal, a couple days a week or a few half days here and there throughout the week. And I'm going to utilize them for that. In case you're not sure of this, I only get $50,000 out of that first $50,000 out of civil process comes to the sheriff's office in a discretionary fund. Anything thereafter goes right to general revenue, which you guys made about $15,000 on us last year because we usually reset $50,000 in September or October at the latest. So $5,000 a month is what we're getting, a little over. So you made over $15,000 in the general revenue.
So
The other one is going to go to the lobby. He's going to do lobby calls, and I know there was some, oh, he's going to sit and wait for lobby calls, huh? No, he's not. There's other things. Lobby calls last year, I had 3,859 of them. That's enough to employ 1 person to do all the reports and everything else. That's handling that's answering any phone calls he has to make or lobby calls. Currently, my deputies use their own cell phone to call people back, which they don't have to, but I'm glad they do. Otherwise, they have to come back in the office, get a phone, and call. I don't provide phones for my officers.
you say you're looking at three deputies on the road without this move?
3 on the 1 shift, yes.
3 on 1 shift. Okay, if you do if you do 8 hours, or not 8 hours, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, it takes 4.2 officers to cover a year.
I'm lost on what you just...
If I take 24 hours times 365 days and divide that figure by 2080, that comes up to 4.2 people to do a shift, or to cover 1 shift.
1 person.
Right.
Okay.
So if there's 3 on the road, you're telling me that you have 12.6 deputies at your disposal, when in fact the patrol division paid 27 deputies, including yourself and the lieutenant, in December.
Sure, and you've got a flow chart of what I have. You remember I started out with 114. I'm currently at 83, I believe is the number. It may be 82.
It may have gone.
Regardless.
I'm talking about
there is myself. You're exactly right. $54,256 and some change. I pay a major who is a chief deputy. I pay 2 road lieutenants. They're in charge of platoon. They each have two squads underneath them. There are 4 deputies on every shift except for 1. I have now implemented, instead of having the extra man on there is a cover car, what we call them, or a power shift that we will run, and I won't give you those hours, but they do run between both shifts, so that I would have 5, 5, 5, and 4. I have 5 detectives total, including the captain that runs it. And there are 5 people assigned to the court security bailiff positions right now.
But what you just ran through, yourself, Kurt, the 2 sergeants, 5, 5, 5, and 4.
2
That's
lieutenants. That's 2 lieutenants. 4 sergeants.
a major, 2 lieutenants,
4
and
sergeants.
4 sergeants. And all of these other people are deputies. The people, the sergeants, lieutenants, they don't go out on the road.
Sure they do. The lieutenants go out on the road, and so do the sergeants. Lieutenant's job is not to go on the road, but they do because they're short-handed.
Okay, so.
So basically, what you're asking, myself and Major Veneman are in the office.
No, I'm not asking that. I'm
Okay.
saying that you have, if you truly have only 3 people on a shift, that means you only have 13 deputies working for you.
No, it doesn't.
Sure it
If I
does.
have 4 on 3 shifts, that's 12. And 3 on the other is 15. Is that not correct?
It takes
Then I have 2 fire
4.2
shifts.
to run a shift.
For one person on a shift?
Mhm.
Okay,
It takes 4.2 individuals to cover 1 day all year.
okay.
So if there are 3, if you want 3 people on the road, that's 12.6, that's 13 people.
All right.
You have 5, 5, 5, and 4, plus 6 other people.
No, I don't have 5, 5, 5, and 4.
You just
I have 4, 4, 4, and 3. 4 times 3 is 12, plus the 3 is 15.
15, plus all these supervisory people, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. You paid 27 people in December.
My detectives,
No,
not counting them?
that's just patrol. This is just patrol. The detective.
Why is that patrol? That's deputies.
That's what the pay sheet says. Criminal, the bureau has 1, 2, 3, has 8 people in it. You have your supervisor, your techs, I guess, and the other people. So you have 27 deputies at your disposal. I'm just disputing the fact that you say you're only gonna be able to put 3 people out on the road when you're adding to that patrol division.
I'm adding 1 person to the patrol division.
That'll be your 28th person, and to stock 3 shifts.
Well, would you mind if I see that list? Because I gotta see what you're talking about here.
That's the payroll.
All right, myself, a deputy, a deputy, a deputy, deputy, dare officer, 3
Okay.
SROs, sergeant, sergeant, deputy, deputy, sergeant, and the SRO I was talking about, 2 deputies, 3, another SRO, a deputy, K-9 officer, a lieutenant, an SRO, major. Sure. I don't know what your number was, but with the 3 SROs and the,
We take the
And
3
the dare
ROs,
officer.
SROs, and the dare officer out. That leaves you 24 people, and you're telling me that you're having to staff at the rate of 3 per shift. 24 people is more than sufficient to put 3 per shift. If your officers are working anywhere close to 2080 a year,
my officers work over there.
well, I'm sure they
Work
do.
71 hours.
But to put 3 people on the road,
So what you're saying is you're wanting me to send, myself, of course, my major.
no, what I'm
lieutenants.
saying is, just don't tell me you're putting 3 officers on a shift when you actually have 4 or 5.
I already told you I have 4 on 3 shifts.
Right, but you're telling me you would have to reduce that.
No, I'm not. I am telling you I'm taking my officer out of my court security
Okay?
to go to the road to make that an even 4, 4, 4, and 4, with a power shift of 2.
So, you realize that we cannot hire a security person by February the 1st.
That's why I brought this to you in November, and I brought it to you again January 3rd. And I stood right here and talked
You
to you.
stood right here and said that you might do it, but then
I said if I could
you
get it.
presented the budget, Mike. You're the one that said 181 for bailiffs. What am I to take from
I
that?
presented that way before, and I came back on January 3rd, and I asked then, I said, can I just please have the 49,000? I won't have to disrupt any essential services.
And after
But I
that, you
currently
put
have.
55,000 in, so you got your 49 back.
No, I already had that plan, but I had not put it in. That is for one deputy and for one, we'll call it records evidence, civilian, clerk. That's my 55,000 from one of my funds. The prosecutor was nice enough to take over one of my detectives so I didn't have to get rid of him. Do you understand what $250,000, I mean round it, 249 is what you were taking from me again this year. $250,000 is gonna make me get rid of how many people? Let's just say $50,000.
See, when
That's
there's a
five.
cut, you automatically take it straight to, let's get rid of people.
Where else can I cut?
I guarantee you can cut some in food expenses.
I can cut $155 out of the paupers, you're right.
Do you know whether you're serving whole muscle cuts or chunked and formed meat?
I have no idea.
I don't want to talk about food anymore then, because I mean,
That's not my job. My job is to make sure that the budget stays within what I've told.
right.
Told you I would. I have the last 3 years. I have stayed in my budget the last 3 years. And yet I still keep getting cuts. Cuts. Now over 900,000 in 10, 600,000 roughly last year, and now 249,000 this year. And I'm still staying within budget. And you talk to me about, well, in September he might be out of money and he needs to do something. If I wait till September, do you know how many people I have to get rid of to make up for one now? Quite a few. My job is I've sworn to protect these 52,000 citizens of this county, and I'm doing the best I can to do that, and I have made my word that I would, and I will continue to do that. It's the right thing to do. Now, you think this is a game, Mr. Bass? It is not a game. There's people's lives at stake, and part of those are my people that work for me.
I'm going to correct you right there. He said nothing about the game. I believe, Leah, you said that it's like a game of cards. Everybody's calling their bluff. I think Leah is the one who said that. So what just took place there is.
I said it's not a game because it's very important to protect the people that work at the place. But that's okay, Mike. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you can think that, so that's cool.
So bottom line is we have to hire a security person. There's no way we can run the ad and get it done by February 1st. As of February 1st, there's not going to be anybody watching the door until we can.
Had you even started this conversation or continued this with me in November or December, we may have been able to come to something before that. You guys just keep ignoring me when I tell you this is what I'm planning on doing because this is what the money I have. Okay? Evidently you understand that I'm doing it. I have to do it for the protection of these people out here. What makes more sense? Put 5, I don't care. If you want to say it's 5, I don't know where you're getting them from. 5 people on the road, 52,000 people, 540 square miles. Would it make more sense to put 5 on the road or put 4 in the Justice Center for 100 people?
Well, it depends on whether you're in the Justice Center or not.
I understand that.
I just know that there are
I don't think
other
it's the
counties
greatest move.
with greater population enforcing the law with this number of people.
Do they have the call volume we have?
That
You
I
don't
don't
know.
That I don't know.
You don't know. So,
But do you think a county with 77,000 people just might have a little more call volume than us with 52?
who might you be talking about?
Christian County.
Christian County. No, they do not. I actually have a detective that went to work down there.
I know.
They sit there and wait and hope for calls, actually, because it's so boring sometimes. They're in the country. They've got more country. We're in the metro area, believe it or not. We are right for the meth. We're right for the marijuana. We're right for the heroin. We're